SMT Nation, we back. Nation, T-Mobile's doing some really, really solid things for the network. Shoring up their licenses, getting their frequency bandwidth pretty contiguous. I'm a big fan of what's going on, and I think AT&T is also setting themselves up for a pretty solid stabilization of their frequencies. Anyways, there's some things happening at these networks, and I think we needed a dedicated video to discuss this. So that's what we're going to do here in today's video on T-Mobile and AT&T. A link for the articles will be provided down in the description on kind of the direction and the inspiration of the video content. I'll provide those down in the description. Please do like and share this video, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, folks, so what has been the absolute emphasis and focus of the T-Mobile network? It's been the N41 piece. It's been the 5G ultra capacity layer, namely the 2.5 gigahertz spectrum that it got with Sprint. That was really what that transaction was really all about. You get yourself 30, 40 million customers, eliminate a carrier, and then get a boatload of spectrum that you can use to build a capacitive 5G network. Now, in the process, obviously the Sprint holdings for 2.5 gigahertz has kind of been a point of contention because it's mostly contiguous across the country, but there are fragmented portions in like rural America and in some county level kind of coverings. And T-Mobile's working to fix that. They're striking deals to purchase spectrum. They secured a lot of that spectrum in the most recent auction, Spectrum Auction 108, and now they're even working on deals with like spectrum holding carriers, or companies who probably aren't really building networks, but they own licenses. So SonicWave, most recently, it looks like they have made a deal with T-Mobile where T-Mobile basically is going to give SonicWave the DoD that they own, the 3.45 gigahertz licenses, in exchange for T-Mobile to receive SonicWave's 2.5 gigahertz spectrum licenses. And, that application and seeking approval to the FCC, it really makes sense, right? It makes sense for T-Mobile to have access to that spectrum because they already have so much of it. They have so much of it across the country in all these markets. So I'm good with it. I think it's fantastic. It's going to make the network better, more uniform in where you have that capacity layer. T-Mobile can offer a more enjoyable and consistent network experience for mobile customers and for the T-Mobile home internet customers. So this is great. Daytona Beach, Des Moines, Iowa, Yuma, Arizona, they'll see these improvements. For SonicWave, they win too. SonicWave is going to get 28 licenses in 14 different markets or PAs, which are basically county level in this case, for the DoD spectrum, the 3.45 gigahertz. The reason why this is good for SonicWave is, well, obviously for T-Mobile it's good because their network gets better, but for SonicWave, now they're going to put themselves in a position to most definitely try to sell this DoD spectrum to AT&T. Now there's a barrier. Let's call a spade here. AT&T makes perfect sense, but there is a restriction. For the first 4 years of the DoD's, auctioning, right, over the course of last year or whatever, no company can hold more than 40 megahertz bandwidth of it. But after that 4-year time frame is up, well, then other amounts of bandwidth can be added. Now, this is where the screen share comes into play. AT&T just recently started testing additional bandwidth of DoD, an additional 10 megahertz block of the 3.45 gigahertz. AT&T has national holdings of 40 megahertz bandwidth. They went max at the auction, but they're testing to possibly use more of it. And the reason why they're doing this is because obviously the spectrum is sandwiched between DoD usage, military use cases, and, commercial networks. And then here we are talking about DoD being traded from, T-Mobile to SonicWave, and then SonicWave, we're speculating, would be selling it to AT&T. So for SonicWave, they're probably going to make more money off of this, right? They're basically trading bandwidth in different frequencies to be able to leverage a higher sale cost to AT&T, who'd probably buy whatever they have in DoD. And it makes perfect sense, right? SonicWave profits, make some dough, right? They're not really building networks, but AT&T could widen their N77 channel, which they sorely need. right? They don't have as much DoD and C-band as Verizon has contiguous in the C-band. So this would enhance the AT&T network in a big way. I would say that would probably, if they were to secure some of those holdings in those markets, AT&T would perform more like Verizon and how they perform with like their 160, 180 megahertz of C-band, right? And they'd probably perform more like T-Mobile in their peak throughput. So this whole jockeying for position, T-Mobile helping themselves, AT&T potentially helping themselves, and of course SonicWave making money through all this, it's all a win-win situation. So, while Verizon did everything one fell swoop with deep swaths of C-band, T-Mobile's trying to shore up theirs, and AT&T is trying to shore up theirs. I kind of like what I'm seeing here. And let's not sleep on Dish, who likely is an acquisition target at some point because they just can't seem to put it all together. They hold a lot of DoD too. So these are some interesting things that are worth discussing. That's why I want to bring it up in today's video. But what are your thoughts and opinions on this? Comment down below. You all voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.